couple small clouds up there. Not much. Oh, this isn't focusing. Maybe I'm not focusing. I don't know. Tired today. Had a long trip last night, but anyway, had to do something besides sit on my butt. Had to get out here and burn some energy somehow. But had a really rough riding locomotive last night. Bad enough where we couldn't go track speed. The guy that I worked with, he's actually the engineer. He used to be my student. It was kind of cool. Last two guys I had this week used to be my students, but the guy I had this last trip was the guy that actually designed my sticker for me. So it's pretty cool working with him. He's a Steve as well, so it was cool working with him. I haven't worked with him for a while. It's been over a year. But anyway, the original lead unit had a broken windshield, so they had to put it as a second unit. And then they gave us the other lead unit. That thing was just a piece of crap, man. I feel like I've been in a fight. That's how bad it rode. But oh well, it's over with now. I won't have it again for a long time, so it's all good. Hopefully they'll either run it off a cliff or fix it, one of the two. But anyway, so what we're going to do today is, at least attempt to do today, but no, this rear axle is a Dana 44, but it's different in the fact the center section and the axle tubes, these are only 2.5 inch in diameter. Most companies, the smallest they make is 2 3/4. If you see, that's actually what I have. You can see this, and that's my original axle back mounts. I'm kind of going to leave those on there, because at least on that side for sure, because that'll probably end up being part of my panhard bar mount. I may even incorporate shock mounts into it. I haven't decided on shock mounts yet, but anyway, what I'm going to make is the pads for my airbags for the top of the axle. Nobody makes 2.5 inch diameter ones. I had one company that I found online that said if you need something different, let them know, they can make it, but they don't make that. They just meant they made different heights. But 2 3/4 is smaller, so gotta make it myself. No big deal. I have all the metal here and everything. So what we're gonna do is, I cut this out. This is the diameter of the bottom of my airbag. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this tubing for each side. I'll have to make 2 of these, but I'm going to cut out, this is 5 inches, so I'm going to cut out 2 5-inch pieces of this. Then I'll take it and I'll cut a 2.5 inch radius in it here, or I guess it wouldn't be a radius, but anyway, cut 2 and I'll go up 1 inch. This will be 2.5 inches circle there. Then these will go over the top of the axle, and I'll have to trim them to fit this piece that I already have welded on here, but that'll add a lot of strength to it. Then I'll take a piece of that plate, cut this circle out in it with that plate, and I'll weld that to the top of this, weld these 2 pieces to the axle. Then I'm actually going to cut these like this. I think we'll see how it turns out, so it looks like a nice little pad under there. And then I will, where the hole for this screws to, I'm going to weld a bolt like one of these here. This is too long, I'll have to trim it or get another one, but I'll weld this through the bottom of the plate, so I'll just be able to tighten up the bag on there, because that's pretty much all you can do anyway. When you do tighten them up, you hold the bag, and I don't know if you guys see me or not, you hold the bag while you tighten it with a wrench. So I'll just do the opposite. That'll bolt will be welded on there, and I'll just spin the bag. But you know, once they're snug on there, all the weight of the truck's on it, it's not going anywhere. And then the top is held by 2 bolts, so it can't twist. But anyway, that's the plan. I worked with it yesterday. I drew up some plans there in my book there, just because I was trying to figure out the best way to do it. That's the best way I could come up with. That will actually be more metal on the axle than the things I was looking at. They are just a 3/16, a U-shaped thing that you welded both sides of the U on the axle, and that's it. So I will actually have more material on the axle, so it'll be plenty strong. I'm using a little bit smaller steel, but I'm using more of it, so it'll be good. Some of the companies make 1/8, some make 3/16. Most companies that make the 3/16, that's for the higher weight applications, but 1/8 inch will be fine because I'll have a lot of 1/8 inch on there, so not too worried about that. But anyway, so I'm going to cut 2 5-inch pieces out of that to start, and then I'll start messing with it till I get it to fit right. And then what I'm going to have to do first is jack this thing up so I have some room to work underneath there. But I got to make those before I burn in my cross members to make sure that everything's in the right spot. So I got everything, I got the cross members mocked up and everything, so now it's time to actually make the bottom piece so I can make those permanent. But that's the plan for this weekend. Hopefully that works out. May end up, if my brother's home, we'll work on his truck some. But got a few other things. It's my long weekend off, but got soccer game. I got my grandmother's 90th birthday lunch on Sunday. I got another birthday party to go to on Sunday, so we'll see what I get done, what I don't. It's all good. But yeah, it's Wednesday. It's, I don't know, it's 3 something. I don't know what time it is. But anyway, enough talking. Time to start working. I'll bring you guys. Excuse me, I'll bring you guys back when I got something.
There you have it.
Alright, went over to my dad's, used his plasma cutter, took the camera with me. Forgot I took the camera with me, so I didn't turn it on there. It happens, but anyway, I cut them out with his plasma cutter, so I gotta take them and I'll clean them up, but I wanted to do, they're just basically a rough cut so I could clean them up so they fit real nice. And then, so the plan is, 2 of these will go, let's try it this way. 2 of these will go over the axle, like so. And then this will go on the top. And then there will be a hole in the middle of this that the bolt will come through. And it'll be the bolt, I'll weld the bolt onto the plate from the bottom so it stays, it'll stay there. Then what I'm going to do is I'll do a couple plug welds, and then I'm going to cut these out so they contour with this top plate, and then I'll weld along these edges. Then these will be welded onto the axle all the way across here on the underside. And then I think I'll be able to get in here also part way. If not, I'll be able to get the inside here for sure. So those will be my plates. It's knocking on, I don't know what time it is. It's later now. Whenever I go to my dad's house, it's cool. End up, doing about an hour's work and 2 hours worth of BS, and so it's cool. I don't get to see him all that often between him working, me working, and everything. So it was cool. Hung out with him. 2 of my daughters, my twins, went with me. They hung out with my mom, and then they went across the street to check out my brother-in-law's chickens. So they hung out with the chicks. And but anyway, so he got his, for those of you that have been watching my videos for a while, I had to go rescue him. He got his transmission all back together. He's got his Road King running. Him and my uncle are taking off in May. They're doing basically a cross-country trip. They're going to the tail of the dragon. They're going down to the south and then going up to the north and coming back across the north end of the country. So they're gonna do a long adventure doing that, which is pretty cool. I hope here in the next couple of years I'll get a bagger, and if they decide to do it again, I'll go with them and maybe get to meet some people across the country. But we'll see. That's all in due time. Got to finish this project first, but it's getting closer. So I'm going to close up shop. It's about time to make some dinner, and then I got to take a nap, so I go to work tonight. But Friday, when I get home, I don't think, if I remember correctly, I am free on Friday, so I want to get those done and put in on Friday. That's my goal, because the weekend's kind of full. But if I can get that done on Friday, then I'm free again on Monday, and I should be able to get this all knocked back up, and then, or knocked out. So I'm tired, in case you guys haven't noticed. But anyway, I should be able to get this all knocked out by the end of next week, and then maybe next Saturday I can paint it and then move on to the next step. But between working quite a bit working at night and everything, I just haven't worked as much. My long weekend is usually my time to really pound a lot out. Set this right there. There we go. That'll be more steady now since I don't have to hold it. But I do have a mail call, a couple mail calls. I'll put those up. I'm gonna try and do those later on this evening. I like to do those separate from my videos. So anyway, there's Mama calling me. So I'm gonna go start on dinner, and we'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Take it easy. Be good.